up guys, Ashley here, and today I'm showing you how I created this modern A-frame plant stand. So the first step for this plant stand is to assemble the two sides of the A-frame. So as you see here, I'm just taking my 2x2s and using my handy dandy right angle Craig clamp and just clamping the wood together so that I can screw the wood together. As you can see, I started with the top brace. After that, I measured my wood and added the bottom brace for the A-frame. And as you can see here, I'm still using that right angle clamp. This definitely comes in handy if you're building by yourself because it kind of holds the wood into place and allows you to screw it in there correctly. Now I am assembling this A-frame using pocket holes. I drilled these pocket holes using my Craig jig, and I'm just using 2.5-inch pocket hole screws to screw everything together. Once I was done screwing the bottom support together, I added in the middle support. So I just used a little square just to make sure that everything was straight and square. And then I just kind of did the same thing that I did with the top and the bottom brace. Screwed that in using my right angle clamp and pocket hole screws. Now that I have all the supports screwed in, I am done with one side of the A-frame. So I'm basically just going to do the same exact thing for the other side so that there are two sides for the plant stand. To make measuring a little bit easier, I kind of built the second side of the plant stand on top of the first one. I still use my measuring tape just to kind of check measurements, but just to make sure that the two sides were as close to identical as possible, I just built them on top of each other. Now that the two sides of the plant stand are done, I am now adding the little golden hinges. Now to add these, I just kind of took the hinge and put it into place on the stand where I wanted it. And as you can see, I am drilling little pilot holes. I'm using a little teeny drill bit. This is to help the screws go into there easier so it doesn't, crack the wood. And as you can see, I'm just using a little screwdriver. Normally when I'm adding hardware like this, when it's little, I try not to use power tools because I don't want to strip the screw or mess it up. So I'm just using a regular old screwdriver, as you can see. And I'm doing the same exact thing on the other side. As you can see, I kind of placed the hinges on the inside of the pocket holes, so you can kind of use that as an indication of where you want your hinges to be. So I made sure that I got one side of the hinge secured down to one side of the plant stand. To secure the other side, I just kind of laid both of the sides next to each other and then marked the holes, drilled those pilot holes again like you saw, and then started adding in the screws with my screwdriver. And I did this for both sides. And once the hinges are all secured, you should be able to open up your plant stand and let it sit like an A-frame. Now that the A-frame is all assembled, you can see here I'm cutting down my wood to create the boxes that the plants will sit in. As you can see, I'm using my rigid circular saw here, and I really like how this saw cuts. Normally I use a DeWalt circular saw. I just started trying this one out, and I really like the smoothness of the cut. The only thing that I don't like on the saw is the button that you have to press to unlock it. Where it's placed, for me, it just seems kind of out of place. But other than that, it cuts really well, and it's been a great addition to my shop so far. So I'm excited to continue to use it and see what else it can do. Now that my wood is all cut, I'm just taking some 1x4s and using my brad nailer to nail those to the wood that I cut to create the planter boxes. I used a little wood glue along with the brad nails just to make it more secure, and I put the outside braces on first, and then I put the longer 1x4s on second. So when you're looking at the plant stand from the front, you'll have kind of a flush look. Now, when I was making the cuts for these boxes, I made sure to measure each time I cut to make sure that I got the best fit possible. Once I was done assembling the plant boxes, I took my final box and put it on the A-frame plant stand to see if it would fit, and it did. And I also decided to add some little blocks underneath the plant boxes just to make sure that they don't fall off the plant stand because the A-frame is bendable. And it's finished! After painting and staining my plant stand, I added some plants and she was good to go. If you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And for more details for this project, check out handmade-haven.com. All right, later, y'all.